Hello guys, welcome to the Monday forecast. So here we have the euro and the US dollar, and I have to say this pair is a bit volatile and it's actually not doing anything particular. So we were stuck in this range. As we can see here, we were just ranging, and now we did break out of the range, so there was the upper liquidity area. Of course, when we get the range, there is that upper liquidity area where the traders go short, and then they keep their stops above right here. So we need to see what happens in this area. And as we can see right here, price just broke into it and retraced. So currently what I'm waiting for to look for trades is I want to see more of an ascending. I want to see more of this ascending structure and then a nice reversal, and then I would probably look for a nice flag to go short. What I would also like to see is a large impulse up and then a continuation pattern, or a large impulse down and then also a nice continuation pattern. Maybe I would even consider taking a descending, but what concerns me about this setup is that we are going from this sort of an ascending into a descending, which usually tends to signal to us a range. But if we get really a clean descending and a nice reversal, so a nice clean push, no wicks, and then a clean continuation pattern, I will be taking that. But it needs to look really good. So currently not showing me anything. This is range bound. We are reaching the upper liquidity area with this sort of a break and a retrace. So let's see if we will get some cleaner price action. It's also important to note that it is Monday. On Mondays we usually don't get that clean price action, so this is to be expected actually. So let's switch over to the euro and the Japanese yen. So looks like we are getting this sort of an ascending structure, as we can see here. So we did get this V reversal right here. And what usually happens when we get this V, so we get a V reversal, then we get the range, and then we continue to the upside, something like this, and then we look for a trade. So that is what I'm forecasting, that we will get this V, a range, and then we will push up, and then I will look for a nice continuation pattern. But also there was an opportunity to enter right here. So on a reversal, maybe some people were seeing this as an ascending structure, and then they saw a nice push down, so they saw this. But for me this was not enough, so we created double wicks, and they were huge wicks, so we created huge double wicks, and then we retraced, which for me was just not part of my plan, especially when we got this aggressive retrace. But looking at just this impulse down, looking at just the reversal, it was definitely not enough to look for a trade. So yeah, currently this is also forming a sort of a reversal if you do count this as ascending, but I would actually not really count this as an ascending structure because we had this V, so I'm expecting more of a range bound price action, and I'm not looking for a reversal at this point. So what I will need to see to look for a trade, I would need to see some nice clean price action. I would need to see a nice clean ascending and then a reversal to the downside. If we start to form a descending from this point, I would be very careful, because this can just end up ranging. Since when we get an ascending going into a descending structure, it usually signals to us a larger range. And yeah, I will look for a large impulse down, of course, and then a nice flag. But not really anything else to say. I can also note that we are in this upper liquidity area, so maybe that would be important to someone, but for me it's not actually something I'm looking for right now, because we did reach the liquidity area twice before and retraced, so not really anything important to look at. But when looking at this price action, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look high probability, so I want to see more. I want to see some clean price action as on the euro and the US dollar. Okay, so let's now switch to the Aussies. So we have the Aussie US dollar, and there was an opportunity to enter on a trade right here. So what I was seeing a descending going into an ascending, and then I saw this reversing to the downside, so we did get a nice reversal. And at this point I wanted to see a nice tight flag, small flag, something like this, and then a continuation down, or I wanted to see a pullback, then a continuation, and then a break and a retest trade. But what I didn't want to see is an aggressive retrace to the upside, which we actually got. So we got this aggressive retrace, which doesn't fit my plan. So at this point I was not looking for any trades because we got a momentum shift, we got an aggressive retrace, and it is Monday when we need to be a bit more careful. So this was definitely not a trade for me and did not fit my plan at all. And then we continued to the upside. Looks like we are getting a reversal now. So we are getting a V reversal. And when we get a V reversal, we usually tend to range and then continue to the upside, and then I would look for a trade. So we usually get a V, we get a range, and then we continue up, and then we look for a continuation pattern. So I'm also looking for an ascending. If we do form an ascending, I will look for a reversal. I am also expecting more of a larger range because, as I said, it's the beginning of the week and we got this V, which usually signals to us a range. If we do get a nice clean descending, I will look for a reversal. If we get a large impulse up, I will look for a nice flag. If we get a large impulse down, I will consider taking a continuation pattern, but it really needs to be a large impulse. So currently not showing me anything. It's in no man's land. I'm waiting for the break of the low or the break of the high, and looks like we are getting some volatility and that V reversal. Now for the Aussie and the Japanese yen. So there was also an opportunity to enter on a reversal, really similar to the Aussie US dollar. So we got this push down, and then at this point I was looking for a trade, but I didn't want to see that aggressive retrace or a momentum shift, especially because we got a huge wick. So because of that wick and now this momentum shift, I was not looking for absolutely any trades because this just does not fit my plan. We got a momentum down and then momentum shifted to the upside with these two candles. When I see a momentum shift and a huge wick, it's definitely no trade for me, except if we are heavily trending. So if we are heavily trending like this, then I might consider taking that sort of setup, because a heavy trend usually requires different rules and you can be a bit more lenient with taking setups. So yeah, now the price is looking to reverse to the upside. So same as on the Aussie US dollar, I'm looking for that V, I'm looking for a range, I'm looking for a push up, and then to enter on a long. I'm looking for more of an ascending and then a reversal to the downside, something like this, or I'm looking for more of a descending structure and then a nice reversal to the upside. Also, I will see if we get a large push up, look for a trade. As always, large push down, consider taking a trade, but it really needs to be a large impulse. So that is it for the forecast. I just wanted to say I did start posting evening forecasts on the Instagram account, so the link is below in the description. If you guys want to see more forecasts, especially the ones that I do in the evening, so follow me on Instagram and I will post every single evening a new forecast. So that's it, and I will see you guys tomorrow.